back to my channel. For those of you who know who I am, thank you friends for clicking on the video and for supporting me. I love you. And for those of you who have no clue at all who I am, I'm Vanya, 23 years old Bulgarian girl living in the UK. In today's video I'm presenting you part 2 of my new series, Life as a Cabin Crew. Today we're going to be talking about the training. The training to become a cabin crew is really tough, so get ready for an episode full with a lot of information. So let's say you were offered the job, what should you do next? So next you have to prepare all of your paperwork. There is a lot of paperwork, believe me. For some people it takes quite a lot of time to prepare everything because it's just, you know, there's so many things to do. They're asking you for thorough address history for the last 5 years. They're asking you for employment history for the last 5 years. If you're like me and you haven't had enough of time here in the UK, let's say like 5 years, they have to go back to your country. So they have to go back to Bulgaria. Like they were asking me about my high school references, about everything. So I had to ask my previous teacher, high school teacher. I was really lucky because all the people from my reference, they were really helpful. So I was one of the first one actually to get my UCIC. So this is how the UCIC looks like. Basically this is a union crew identification card, and without this little card you are unable to fly. Yeah, if you don't have that card, that's it, you're unable to fly. And in order to get the card you need to successfully provide your 5 years of employment history. Your employment contract is successful if you get this card plus this little card, which is your airport card. Basically I work at Gatwick Airport and I am required to have a Gatwick Airport ID card, and you need to be really proactive in order to obtain all of your documents, because the sooner you get them, the better chances you have to start flying earlier. So let's say you've done that, then you need to think about medical exam. So the medical exams here in the UK start from £100 and they go up to £200, or depends. It depends where you find it. So you need to have this medical exam that will prove that you're healthy. Basically you should be in really good health if you want to be a cabin crew, because the job can be quite demanding and it can be quite physical, so you need to make sure that you're in good health. Okay, so you've done that, what should you do next? You are waiting for your appointment to start your training. It depends from the different airlines, but the training usually varies from 4 weeks to 6 weeks for cabin crew. And my training was 4 weeks, so it was 4 weeks Monday to Friday, and the training is tough for everyone. Don't get me wrong, the training is really hard, but I think that for the people who are commuting like myself, it's even worse, because personally I had to wake up every day half 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I had to go and I had to change 3 trains to get to the airport, and then I had a whole day of, you know, activities and of studying in front of me, and then I had to come back home, and then I had to change again 3 trains, and same day over again. Basically you're repeating that every day for 5 days in the week, and trust me, it's killing you. But if you want to succeed you must work hard. So, you know, I'm not complaining at all, it's just the circumstances were like that, and it's my fault that I live so far away from the airport, and it's my fault that I don't drive currently. So, you know, you just have to work with what you've got. So the training course is divided by 2 parts. The first part is called initial course. On the initial course you basically learn the general theoretical knowledge of the aviation, some passenger handling, you have some basic first aid training, you have some fire and smoke training, some CRM, how to communicate with your colleagues and stuff, like teamwork. So this is what the initial training is, and I feel like the initial training is a bit easier. Then when you go to the second part, which is the conversion part, then the things are getting a little bit tougher, and I mean a lot more tougher. Anyway, so yeah, on the conversion course you need to make sure that, you know, this is your Bible from A to Z. You need to know it. You have your aircraft type, you need to know everything about the aircraft, because some people think that cabin crew is just like a rubbish job. I don't know why people they don't realize that we're actually there for the passenger safety primarily, and then the comfort comes after that. Because imagine, in case of an evacuation, we're the people who potentially can save your life. You know, we have quite a lot of responsibility. During a shift we are responsible for so many things. We have to be alerted, we have to be assertive in different situations, we have to, you know, just keep our attention all the time. We have to be, how can I say, vigilant. We have to assess every situation, we have to assess every passenger, because the smallest thing can become a big threat on board in this such a small and confined space. So cabin crew is really a responsible job, that's what I'm going to say. So during the training you also do a survival training. So we were really lucky and we got sent to Norway, and we were doing the survival training in the swimming pool, just basically practicing a real life scenario, what we're going to do, like how we're going to react, what will help us to survive in water. In order to finally become active cabin crew member, you need to pass your whole training, and during the training you have 120 questions written exam. This is your final one. You have mock-ups, which, believe me, the mock-ups are the worst. Doing them at Heathrow Airport, the BA headquarters base, and trust me, they were one of the toughest things during the training, because it's basically real life scenario evacuations. You have no idea what's the pressure there, and it's just it was so real. Shivers here. Anyway, so yeah, you need to pass these things, you need to pass the practicals, the mock-ups, the written exam, and then your final two, like the biggest exams, are on board. You have line training with a person who is going to train you on the aircraft, on the actual aircraft you're going to be flying, and this person is going to train you and prepare you for your one last and final exam, which is your line check. During your line check, you're basically, how can I say, like an active cabin crew member, and you need to prove your knowledge. You need to prove that the material that you should have here is actually there, and that you're fully aware what you have to do. So, you know, I was really lucky that I had amazing trainer and amazing flight checker, and everything was okay. Whilst you're doing the training, you shouldn't forget that you should be really proactive to get all your documents, because essentially, if you don't have these documents, you won't be able to work. They will break your contract, and that's it. You're not going to have a chance to become a cabin crew. So it's really important to try to manage and balance everything, and just give your best, like give 101% of yourself just to make it through. I know it's really hard, but no, you have to do it. If you want to become a cabin crew, you have to work really hard. Sometimes I get really frustrated because some passengers, they treat us like shit basically on board, and they just think that we're there to serve them, that we're just their little minions. Well, it's not like that. You know, you should think about how much we've been through, and how hard was the training for us, and we need to have obviously certain qualifications to become a cabin crew. You know, not everyone can become. So sometimes I get really frustrated at passengers like that, but you know, this is how it is. I think retail and aviation customers are one of the worst in the world, and if you can manage with them, if you can deal with them, I think you're quite a tough person. So let's just sum up what you need. You start your training, you do your training in the same time when you do your documents. So if you do this all correctly, then you're going to be able to do your mock-ups, your written exam, you're going to pass them, and then you're going to go and do your line training and line check. You're going to pass all of that, and then you're an active cabin crew member. Congrats! I just want to put a disclaimer here, and I just want to say that obviously every airline is different. Even though the rules are kind of like similar for the airlines, they must follow a certain like qualification and like a certain principle. Every airline is different, so everyone can add something, everyone can remove something, everyone can make up their own rules. So just remember that what it is for me, maybe it's not going to be 100% the case for you. So just remember that. Thank you for staying until the end of the video. I really hope that you liked it. Anyway, please, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button next to it just to be notified whenever I'm uploading the next video. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much. Bye!